Hey guys, I'm 13 here, and my thing is so dirty. It was weird. I pulled over to the side of the road, behind this black truck that's in front of me, to put my mic in and set my camera up. And as soon as I pulled over and got off my scooter, the truck in front of me started up its engine. So I'm like, okay, that's weird. And they haven't moved since, and I've been here a good 3-4 minutes setting up my equipment. So why is he just parked on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere with all blacked out windows? Nice. Yeah, so I'm on my way to work. I left for work a little bit early so I could do a better road than normal. 4.4 kilometers. Okay. Hey guys, I'm the teen here. This is for YouTube? We'll see. The way it works nowadays, a lot of times I just kind of start videos randomly, and then if the video gets personal or a bit too deep or a bit too controversial, I put it to Patreon, and just my Patreon subscribers get to see it. And if the video stays light-hearted and not too deep or controversial, then it goes to YouTube. So at the beginning of a video, I don't actually always know where it's going to go. I like the new setup. I got some positive feedback about the new setup. You see a bit better how I ride, mainly just with one hand. I'm not doing that for the camera. It's funny because when I was reviewing the video, I was shocked by how often I ride one-handed. I'm like, wow, like it's abnormal for me to ride with two hands. Like, and it's not during videos. That's just how I ride. I generally only put two hands on if I'm worried, like if I'm overly concentrating on the road. But generally, I think I probably do take my hand off more during videos because I'm not riding as fast as I normally would. So when I'm riding slower, I'm a bit more relaxed, I'm a bit more casual with my riding, so I end up riding one-handed. That's some good lean angle there. So yeah, this is a beautiful road. It probably adds 5 to 10 minutes on my commute to work, but you know, it's nice to mix things up every once in a while. Topic of the video. You guys got to write in some. Can you guys write in some topic requests? Let's touch on China briefly. Am I worried about China and Taiwan? I wasn't that worried because China has been threatening Taiwan for literally 100 years. So, and nothing's ever happened. So, am I worried? Not really. But someone said something that scared the crap out of me. They said if China wanted to, they could just block Taiwan's ports. Like they could just take their navy and block the ports, so Taiwan wouldn't be able to import or export. And I realized because it's aggressive, but it's not overly aggressive. It's not an act of war. They're not shooting anyone. They're not blowing anything up. So the world no one would really get involved. America wouldn't come in to save us or anything because there's no actual fighting taking place. And I know a lot of Americans are like, America wouldn't get involved regardless. But the thing is, Taiwan is where 80% of all electronics are, all high-end electronics are made. Low-end electronics are made in China. High-end electronics are made in Taiwan. Something like 80% of everything that's in every computer on the planet is made in Taiwan. So if China controls all low-end electronics and all high-end electronics, that's a huge shift in the power dynamic globally. You know what I mean? So, and plus, China's just evil. You hear about what's going on with this tennis player? Like the vice president of China, a 75-year-old man, invited this multi-million-dollar tennis player to some kind of whatever, to the White House, the Chinese White House. I don't know, the Yellow House. And I'm allowed to say that. My family's all Asian. He invited them to the political meeting or whatever, and then he raped her. He actually like physically, like, I don't know if he did it himself. He's 75 years old and she's a professional athlete. But women really are weak, so maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to, how does a 75-year-old man rape a professional 25-year-old professional athlete? It doesn't seem. But yeah, I still believe that it happened. So yeah, and she talked about it, and then boom, she disappeared from everything, you know. And it's sad. Like, she's either got tortured or prison. They probably gangbanged her and just told her, next time you say anything, you know, we'll kill your family, we'll do this. Like, it's still a purely evil country where if you say the wrong thing, you're locked up forever. And that's also scary because I've been bad-mouthing China on my videos, on YouTube, on everywhere for the last 20 years, roughly. So if China does take over Taiwan, they will come to my house and they will knock on my door and they'll kick down my door, and then I will be going to prison for the rest of my life. Like, if China actually gains control of Taiwan, I will disappear. So yeah, it's scary because if China does take control of Taiwan, at first I thought to myself, well, it won't be so bad because there'll be like 5 to 10 years of normality as things start to slowly change for the worse, like they did with Hong Kong. But actually in the Hong Kong example, it was kind of like everyone, they said that they weren't going to change anything. They said they weren't going to interfere too much. And then they just did. They just said, screw it. And they just made major changes. And Hong Kong went to crap pretty fast. But anyways, it's possible that if China took over Taiwan, that there wouldn't be any major changes at first. So there might be, oh my goodness. You guys see this? It's nice. There wouldn't be any major changes at first. So in theory, I could continue to live here for for quite a while without noticing any big differences. But I forgot about the fact that as soon as they get in charge, they're going to start rounding up people who were anti-China. So even if, like financially and politically, or things mostly stay the same, I'd still be screwed. They'd still come for me. Someone would report me as being anti-Chinese now that China is in control, and they'd come kicking down my door. So yeah. So I guess if China did start to regain control of Taiwan, I would have to jump on an airplane and fly back to Canada. I still have some family in Canada, and they have extra rooms, and they would put me up indefinitely. So I'd have to go back, and it's scary though because like I'm middle-aged now. Like I'm middle-aged, and all my experiences with teaching, but I'm not a licensed teacher for Canada, so I don't know what kind of job I would get. I could try to work at like a motorcycle shop or something, like as a salesman, because I know a lot and I can explain a lot, but those jobs are usually pretty sought after in the motorcycle crowd, and it's generally like family-owned businesses, and they only hire friends and family to work at them. So yeah, it's a nice big house up there with a golf cart parked in the driveway. There's a giant park in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I don't know. I love Taiwan is literally one of the best countries on the planet Earth. Like, it's in the top 10 easily, and I'd say it places above America, above Canada, above England, but probably below like Denmark, Sweden, Finland. Like, and those are the best countries on Earth. Like, Americans think America's the best country on Earth, but when you like poll people, when you do surveys for actual like happiness and quality of life, like Finland and those places destroy everywhere else. The people are happier, but Taiwan's up there. The fact that there's no crime is a huge boon because you don't have to worry about stuff. Like I don't lock anything really. My car unlocked, My scooters, I often just leave the key to my motorcycles on them, like visibly on them. My house unlocked. I usually try to lock the door when we go to bed, but even then I don't always remember to. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how safe I feel. I can't imagine living in a place where you have to worry about things like burglary and theft and violent crimes. Anyways. Yeah, so I guess this video is more about the roads. These roads are gorgeous than anything else, but that's just am I worried about China? So I wasn't until I realized they could block the ports, and until I realized that if they do somehow gain control, I'm screwed. So yeah, I actually am a bit worried now. Because sooner or later, something's good. Like, China's not going to back down ever. But the problem is so the question is, how long can Taiwan stall them? Like, Taiwan's already been stalling them for 100 years, so can they stall them for another 100? Probably not, but possibly. People think China's not just going to come and start bombing Taiwan they're not just going to outright attack Taiwan. Because, they want Taiwan for its money, and if they just bomb it, then all the money goes away, and then on top of that, they're going to end up paying to rebuild it. You know what I mean? So Taiwan's supposed to be an investment for them, not a expenditure. So. And the Taiwan, there was actually a lot of support for China. There was a lot of Taiwanese people, especially older people, that were like, yeah, we should reunify, that's the motherland, we should rejoin up with them. They're becoming powerful now. China's more and more powerful every year. We should hook up with them and become even more powerful, blah, blah, blah. And then Hong Kong happened, where Hong Kong was doing well, it was financially successful, and then China took it back, and then all China did was start leeching off of it, start stealing the money from it, and changing it for the worse, and taking away freedoms, and locking away people. So Taiwan saw that happen, and we're like, yeah, okay, I think we're gonna stay on our own. Thanks, but no thanks. So yeah. What's crazy too is you should go onto Reddit and just look under Reddit China forum or whatever topic heading. There's so much people in there saying good things about China. There's so much propaganda, and people on there saying, oh, all this bad news, all the bad publicity about China is propaganda. It's all American lies and this and that. You know what I mean? And it's China's actually a wonderful country and a great place and this and that. And it's ridiculous. It's a country where you go to prison for 20 years if you say something bad about the government. So pretty sure it's not, you can't have a dictatorship that's evil and then brag about what great country it is. It's just ridiculous. But there's so many people on there that if you say something negative about China, that you get attacked. A bunch of people saying, oh, you're lying, you've never even been there, this, that, the other. Yeah, you get all this irrational backup support for the country that's pure evil. Yeah, so the Hong Kong going back to China really helped open the eyes of everyone in Taiwan and made it nearly impossible for China to get any support within Taiwan for reunification. And I use that term loosely because the Chinese mainland government and the Taiwan government have never been unified, ever. They're two completely separate governments that have never worked together, so it's not reunification. It would be a new unification. Anyways, I'm going to cut the video. I'm not as talkative as I thought I was. Thanks for watching if you watched.